I said he's generated, what? Now he's charged up. So you better get your flow, you better bar up. He's shutting down everybody with again. He doesn't care, cause you know the energy's about to rise in the year. So he's generated.
Hey everybody, how you doing out there? I'm Danny.
And I'm Althea.
And we are
DNA Live. I always love that intro. We gotta change up our intro.
Oh no,
though.
we definitely are for the next show.
Okay, we gotta do that.
I do love, we charged up, because you already know I'm charged up.
Yeah, but we can change things up once in a while.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's just start off with happy Sunday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's September 18th. The weather is nice, finally. And that's about it for now. I just, you know why? Because it's all Bobby's fault. Bobby just bamboozled me. And I'm going to get him back for that, because now I just went totally
Honestly,
blank.
Today we're actually going to be talking to a very special guest. This is my boy. I did music with him. He's an amazing artist. And I really can't wait to actually, you guys to really hear the music and to really get to talk to him. This guy, do you realize that Chris literally worked with so many major artists that these kids are listening to now?
That's true, like The Weeknd, right?
I don't really want to give it like that. That's why I'm not going to say anything.
Sorry.
And
but he worked with who? Like
he worked with a lot of, I want him to explain, but he worked with a lot of people.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Like,
Let's leave it for him.
One thing I got to say though, man, shout out to the legendary Charles Hamilton too, because this project is another legendary project that he got right now coming out. So this is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show. I'm unfortunately, Chris couldn't be in the studio with us, but he'll be joining us through Zoom. But in the meantime, what I did want to talk about was there's a lot, as you know, Danny has the Anti-Bullying Foundation, AMA, and I was just telling him, because the other day there was, I think he was 13 years old, young boy in North Carolina. I mean, you hear the stories every day. You see them everywhere. But this one really touched me because he was being bullied for 3 years. And his mom, the heartbreak that this woman was feeling, because I think he was found in the bathroom in the school, first day back, and obviously he was being bullied, or a situation happened, and they found him lifeless in the bathroom.
You know what? There's a lot of things that happen. Like when I was an advocate, 3 girls hung themselves because of certain things that went on that the school didn't really help. I feel like a lot of times too, with me going around and speaking in the schools, and I always ask the teachers, I always said, listen, you guys are, their parents when nobody is around. So we have to really, you guys are the ones that basically get looked at a lot. So that situation that you're basically saying, what happened? Go a little bit elaboratory. Like, why did the kid decide to do it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know the full story. I didn't do my full research, but I did see it on social media, and it's not the first story I read. And it seems every week there are so many kids out there.
You're seeing what's happening right now, even inside the music.
Right.
You're seeing all the violence and the kids getting shot and the people sitting there and they bragging about hurting somebody. When I grew up, to me, that was buffoonery. That was stupidness, because we wanted to bring up our youth. We wanted to bring everybody up together and really work collaboratively together. That's art. Yeah. I understand that you might be around certain situations in the streets or wherever you want to put it, okay. But at the end of the day, man, it's your life is something precious, man, and music is something 10 times different. Yes, life revolves around music. Real artists, that's their real life.
Yeah.
That's why I can listen to somebody that's authentic, but when I start hearing people start getting out of the pocket and they saying it's entertainment, to me, that's not entertainment, because music is a responsibility. And a lot of people got to start realizing when they're sitting there and they're putting this out to the young guys, a generation after you might misconception the meaning and really sit there and actually think this is really going on, when people don't realize this is entertainment.
Yeah.
But you got a lot of buffoons that get money and then they go crazy and they don't really educate them. Yeah, that's why I did the anti-bullying organization too, with hip-hop, with music, because that's where I was born up.
And just like with it's just like there's such a difference in violence lately. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like every time you turn on the news,
It's not that.
It's
It always been there. People don't realize it. It has always been an element of violence, but because of this right here,
yeah,
it's getting more seen. So now people are like,
that's
oh my
true.
God, this is going on. This is happening. I had an older head tell me in the 80s, he said, man, this reminds me just like the 80s.
yeah.
I said, what do you mean? He goes, man, it was even worse back then. He said, because you didn't have this, you didn't have that.
So you
to
didn't know
protect
what was
you.
going
So
on.
you didn't know what was going on. So that really struck me. I'm like, damn. And then
That's
another
true.
dude from the 60s was like, man, same thing back in the day. So it's just honestly, unless a generation could really stop it from going around and coming back around again,
Yeah, how do you stop it though?
you stop it with new laws, new leadership, new people coming up, new people respect. If you don't respect an icon, it's like not respecting a parent.
Right.
If you don't respect that parent, you're gonna walk all over them. You're gonna do whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But if you respect that parent, you go, no, I can't do that. Fall back. That's what the big brother and the big sister isn't there no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fathers and the mothers, they're not there no more. The mother wants to be a booty shaker sitting in a club. The father wants to be a gangbanger, shooting and destructing things. It's not like you can't give chairs to somebody that has a 9-to-5 and goes out and works and tries to feed his family.
I know.
You want to give it to the outlaw that doesn't do the right thing? Like, I don't understand.
It was just weird because even that, it's gotten so bad that even the other night when we were celebrating our anniversary and we went to an undisclosed restaurant, and only because I said to him, you know, we can go on the live, and we tried that live. It was pretty funny. But I took a couple of pictures and everything, and I put it on social media, but I didn't tell people where we were. And I didn't tell the location and everything because of what just happened. And I'm not blaming the girlfriend either, but it's just like,
R.I.P.
it's like you're a target.
R.I.P. PNB
right?
Rock. You were a good dude. God bless you. The first time I met you, you were very humble, really cool, nice individual. We both Spanish, so you know what I mean? So it was really
It's just so sad
it's a
watching
tragedy, you know what I'm saying? It really, you know, he was one of the first dudes I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go buy a ticket. I'm gonna go see this dude, right? So it was in Huntington, the Paramount. He's performing in the Paramount. I bought tickets to go and see Homeboy. So I'm sitting there and I go in the front row, blah, 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 man. He's rocking and he does, because I'm into me and I'm coming to you and I'm going to be because I was like, I'm like, yo, bro, you're dope. And he goes, he goes, you look mad familiar. And I was like, whatever. So I went like, gave him a dap, gave him a pound, say what up, boom, boom, yeah. We chopped it up, became cool. So R.I.P. a really good dude, you know what I'm saying? So,
I know. It's just sad. You know, it's like sometimes I'm speechless when it comes to things like this because it's just.
Well, you put your, like what's his name? Everybody says you put yourself in a certain prediction. See, in music, you could put yourself in a different, this is how I look at it. People want to mistake that whole industry life for real life. When at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes are just normal people. Like, I started to see PNB Rock growing up, like through his lives and all that. And I started seeing him with the kids and doing this. But again, like, that element, some reason, always haunts them. Like Pop Smokes,
Right.
King Von. So to me, a lot of the music gets lost into the street stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, no matter what, man, you could be the toughest person in the world. When a bullet hits you, you're spiraling, you're spinning.
Yeah,
You ain't coming out of that,
I know.
you know?
But just wanted to, you know, put that out there. I mean, it was just, I don't know, everything that's just been going on lately. And we, of course, what the good thing is that we have this show that we have an outlet that we can talk about it.
Like,
and,
I want to tell you something too. My
you know?
little, my nieces, I love y'all, Justina and Rosemary, man. Y'all know I love you. My brother, JoJo, man, you know, Mr. Gamer.
Oh, Gaming
Go ahead.
JD on YouTube. Go find
Please
him.
go find him. He's a very talented individual, just like his older brother. I just wanted to give him a big shout out because I love my brothers and I love my nieces and all that. Shout out to my mother. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to everybody in the family.
Okay.
You know, another thing is I'm watching him grow, and it's
I
crazy
know, my
because
God,
it's like,
he's getting so big, and his voice is changing too.
yeah,
Right?
man. Yeah. I don't mean to put him on the spot like that.
That was so funny. You didn't
But
recognize him.
Yo, shout out to my brother, man. Another thing too, and I started seeing is my niece loves music, so it's kind of cool watching it. But she's like more on that rock tip, so I'm like, oh, that's dope because a lot of people don't realize neither, man. I had a rock band. I done. I'll go off. We had Formula. That was a rock band, like a Linkin Park band, which I love. We had the country band with Formula too. Formula was a big group that we put all together in every genre together, and it was supposed to be mixed ingredients, and it did really good. Like it performed over the colleges. Right. People from Europe heard about Formula back in the day. If
you look it up on YouTube, you can find him everywhere.
It was on BET did a little thing on them. You know what I mean? So Formula actually, shout out to JR, shout out to Holly, shout out to Bruce, shout out to Keith, all of them. Much love to all y'all for doing that. And I got to give a big shout out too, even though he's a little nut. Shout out to my boy Voice Watkins. Shout out to Jimmy from Silk. And shout out to Mathematics. Much love.
Okay, so can we go on now?
Yeah, I want to go on.
Okay, we're going to go on. Now, just letting you know, after this commercial break, I'm just going to give you a little introduction about Chris Young. Obviously, you'll have a lot to talk about with him.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of things. Yo, Chris Young, honestly, to me, is a legend.
He's a legend.
Because you guys, he's going to explain to you who watches music.
Right.
And again, Charles Hamilton to me is a big legend because Charles Hamilton, a lot of this music that you're listening to right now, he made back in the day.
This is
that
true.
A lot of these young guys has a sound. So he to me is one of the biggest icons in hip hop music out of my generation.
This is true. So with that said, we'll be right back with Chris Young.
Chris Young.
Beautiful people in here right now, man. I'm loving the energy, you know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. One time he came by South by Southwest. Got a chance to rhyme with Juice, and he killed it.
It's hard to hang with Juice, man.
Yeah, he's a freestyle champion. What you gonna do for us today, man?
I'm gonna kick some exclusive stuff for y'all real quick, because it's the Wake Up Show, man. This is the first day I met Tech. I've been listening to this dude talk on the radio since a long time, man. So
this your first time meeting person?
First time, man.
You have something that might be demonic. In some cases, some people may feel that way. Break that down. Third eye, what it means to you. Third eye magic.
Well, it's a sense.
Okay.
A lot of people advocate marijuana usage because they can get in tune with the third eye.
Yeah. What up? It's the Soul Rebel himself, Chris Young. We here with Hard Knock celebrating 100,000 subscribers. Let's get live. So I'm gonna ask the good people at Hard Knock for a couple topics, and I'm gonna just keep going. He said, "Rap God." We're gonna start it like this. Yo, not Nicolas Cage if you wanna act God. Eminem without a pen, so call him the rap God. Matter of fact, the rap Zeus. Matter of fact, the rap proof. D12 members resurrected, cause I'm living proof. Sipping like Snoop when he could get the gin and juice. Hanging the dead rapper.
And we're back. And here we have to grace us with his presence is Mr. Chris Young. How are you doing, hon?
I'm good. How are you?
I love. His voice is so like I don't know. It's
Nah, Chris has always been like that, man. Chris is since I knew Chris, man. And we came in. You know what's funny though? Chris is actually when we first met me, Chris, he actually was in the drug video with us for the drug campaign that I was doing against the anti-drug campaign I was against. He was actually in the video with me.
I didn't know that. Why do I always got to find out things
So the
on
cool
live?
thing about Chris though, he was actually in the video with me with the what was it called? If I can remember. Oh wow, Charles is gonna yell at me because Charles is gonna be like, "What?
Yeah, I don't
Automatic
believe this.
Classic," and I'm
He's
gonna be
messing
like,
up already, Chris.
Oh no, Automatic
It's the
Classic.
memory. It's the memory. It's the memory.
You know what I mean? And he's sitting there, and we're at John's house, and once he's going through the records like a DJ, looking like this. Charles Hamilton looking like young Nas.
Now he goes back. Now, where were you? You were born and bred where?
So I was born in Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
And then I moved to California when I was 4.
Wow.
I thought you were a New
San Diego.
Jersey dude. I thought you were born
My
in
family's
New
from New Jersey, but my mom was in the Navy, so she was stationed in Norfolk.
Very
Wow.
I
So
did
you
not
got
know
Navy.
that.
Not me neither. This is even getting.
This is
getting
good. I wish
better.
I had a piece of paper here to write it down. I didn't know that. But no, I did a little bit of research on you.
No, you did a lot.
No, I didn't do that much. You know me. I
did a
no
lot.
because I wanted to know where he started from, and he had in his when I was looking through his stuff, it said started in rap battles and in church. Explain that.
Oh
Yeah. So I started battling when I was around 12 or 13, and I won this battle. And I called my mom and I was like, "Hey, I want to be a rapper." And she was like, "Well, if you're gonna be a rapper, you have to put God first." So like,
Oh, I love that. Go
my
ahead.
church family made sure that I kept like a spiritual consciousness in my music, and so they put me in a position to rap at church, and they let me rap at church.
Oh,
So I had to
my-
have like
Wait,
pure
wait. Hold
raps.
up. Wait. Hold on.
Get out.
That's why now I'm understanding your style even better, is because you got the aggressive style, but then you got the melodic at the same time. Because I always wondered, I'm like, he doesn't rap like everybody else, but because of that background, what you just said,
It all makes sense.
Just put everything together to me in one shot. Because I'm like the hyper, the one that goes nuts, this, and you're like the lyrical, calm individual and keep it cool. I'm like, yo. I'm like, and then all of a sudden he just said that, and it was like, wow.
This is why I do the research, Chris.
Wow.
Okay? Because I also saw that, well, because you had you had so many things. You made me almost cry with your grandfather.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
Because he wrote about his grandfather, that he was a mentor, spirit guide, an OG friend. And then you were all, because you were talking about how your grandfather, if I'm going to get this right, your grandfather used to read to your grandmother, Nana, all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So after he passed, you kept the tradition going and
Yeah.
would read to your grandmother.
Yeah, I did it. I did it for that time period. Yeah, like it's just he was reading to her every day. When they were having phone calls, they would read a book together, and then he passed away. And I was thinking about him, and something came to me. It was like, hey, you should call your Nana and read to her. So I called her, found some poems on it was like grandparent poems, and it was like these poems about the importance of a grandmother. Yeah, and I just read it to my grandma, and she thought it was cool. It was like it's carrying on the tradition.
I love this show.
I know.
'Cause we learn things that we don't even
No,
know.
you know why? Because a lot of
Ooh,
times
man.
what I do, I mean, people may think I'm a little bit nosy or whatever, but I don't just go through like the first 20 pictures or whatever. I go through everything. You know what
Bro,
I'm
she
saying?
knows
I
everything
went
about
through
the person.
No, because I wanted to, you know why? Because it wasn't just about the singing and the rapping and the shows. Because there's also a personal side to Chris Young that I wanted to showcase. That's all, you know. And I saw those stories, and I'm like, oh my God, you melted my heart. You melted my heart when I saw about your grandfather, you know. And then I was like, then he used, the fact that your grandfather used to read, like little things like that with my parents, little things that I still carry on, even though they're not here anymore. It makes you sound, and it makes you the individual that you are, and that also projects in your music. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say. That's it. Go ahead. Am I I'm speechless right now? Look at that, Chris.
One thing about him, just knowing him, being in the studio with him and working with him, with the legendary Charles Hamilton, shout CH out.
CH.
He has always had a different approach to the way he would hit the beat, different approach how his lyrical concept would be,
Right.
and his flow. That's one thing I liked about you. Really liked about you. When I go into the studio, people don't realize it. I do jump in there and I spit 1,000 gazillion bars, but I study the person
Right.
when he comes right off the rip. That's why I spit so much, because I want to study how that person's going to approach the beat, because then I know how I'm going to hit it.
Right.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
just one more thing about, he also praises his mom too, Beatrice, right?
Yeah.
Shout out.
And I didn't even know that it was Latin for bringer of joy.
Yeah.
You have taught me so many things just looking at your social media, dude. You have no idea. I'm looking at. I'm not just the one that just like scrolls and just presses love and stuff like that.
We've been watching you.
I want to.
She's been watching this whole week. She be, Chris did this? Chris did that? I'm like, no.
Yeah. I totally bamboozled him with information. He had no clue, but that's okay. But what I want to also talk about is growing up. Like, which direction did you want to go with your music? Like, what is your ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal is to affect people in a way where when they hear me rap, I bring them something that they needed to hear. So
Right.
I try to carry jewels in my raps. I'm real adamant on making sure I have light at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
So no matter how, even if it's a fun club song, like I try to throw some light in there in some form.
Right.
And people that get it, I really appreciate them. I went through a process where I deleted my social media at one point. So I had a lot more following in the past. And then I deleted my social media and was trying to rebrand. And I should have probably just kept my numbers up, because I didn't realize people can't find you once you try to come back.
Right.
Like you can't find where those pages are. So, I'm just trying to like find the people that my music's meant to reach. I feel like every song an artist makes has a listener that's supposed to hear it.
Right,
Like it doesn't matter like how many people hear your music. The people that are meant to hear it are gonna find it. And I'm just trying to make sure that my music has something that can sit with them and give them life.
Right.
Like one thing I like to do with my freestyles at my shows is incorporate different people's topics and do freestyles in the show. And I have a vision of like having as many people as possible like submitting topics during the show and trying to like show people the power of freestyle and like where you can really take it to another level. Like pray for people through freestyles, like talk about people's lives, put stories together live. And like me and Charles have been talking about these Third Eye Magic shows, and we're like, okay, like if me, you, and Danny and everybody on the team has this gift of like freestyling, we could do this live and really take it to the next level.
Oh,
like,
sure.
We envision like people tweeting us topics and having a screen up where you see the topics, like, and then we just go down the
And
list.
Charles
like,
making the song right there,
making the song right there, making the beat live.
Because I can see, and him wearing his suits and all that, like this, coming out like this. Hey, listen, one thing about him, and I told him, I said, I'm never, ever going to say anything to you anymore. Because everything, Chris, that he was doing at Mike's house, freaking everybody's doing now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, sometimes you can't give away the...
I need to fall back because Machine Gun Kelly, out of nowhere, started looking like him. And Kid Cudi started looking like him. I'm like, bro, I'm looking at him and I'm like, he was on to something 5 years ago, and I'm sitting there, I'm not ready for this yet. Now, when he comes with a new style, I'm like, I better prepare myself. Because he after that, I was like, Charles, I can't say a word to you anymore. You know the future.
Yeah, but you know what? I
does.
would like to see you three. I think you three would be like TNT.
Okay, Chris Young is the only person I'm gonna say that when he gets up there, I have to go dynamic behind him the
Right,
same
yeah.
way he knows. Charles is gonna do Charles because no one understands what Charles is gonna do.
Do you remember where we? Do you remember where we first met? Me and
at
you.
At the show, at the or no, yeah, right at the show with no.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. The show. You're
I don't
right.
want to
with
say
Star.
his name wrong.
With
Oh
Star?
man,
Strafe.
Star.
Star.
No, it was
Strafe.
the Star was there, but it was a bunch of people.
Strafe.
Uh huh.
So set it off.
Uh huh.
So it was Set It Off, Strafe, TKA. Who else?
Oh, I don't remember. There was.
What was the
something-
name of the restaurant?
Chow Baby, in Massapequa,
Baby.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was crazy, and then that's when I realized I was going bald.
No, but
No, I'm playing.
but the
Oh
funny
man,
thing
trust
was
me, I know
that,
the vibes, bro.
Oh, what up, you know? But when we first went in there and stuff, and I knew Charles at that time and everything, and then he was like in the corner at the table and everything. He was very quiet, and you introduced us and stuff like that. We're hanging out and everything, and Chris was so quiet up until you guys started. I don't know. Sometimes I got to put the headphones on because once you guys started freestyling and then Chris was showing me what he had, I'm like, oh my God, it's like Danny 101 here. What the hell is going on? And
Don't
then
ask.
Charles got in. And then remember we went into the back of the
Charles,
restaurant.
wait. Charles performed.
Yes, he did
Remember,
perform.
Charles did. All them lights and all them tights, I just want to be with you.
Dude,
Nobody even knew what to do because I haven't seen him perform in a long time. He just
I haven't
did-
seen him perform that song either. That song was
Are you
fire. like.
serious? But then,
was fire,
but then we were all in the back, remember? And then you guys were putting on a show in the parking lot.
Yeah, everybody was losing their mind, and then like all the people that came with us. Remember, shout out to Dub Ice. Remember, Dub Ice tried to battle. And
Oh, yeah,
I was
that
like, just
guy,
don't
yeah.
do. We can't do it, W. Not here.
He was getting aggressive. Yeah.
But we had
Well,
fun.
that's-
I think we had more fun in the parking lot than we did in the restaurant.
You know what? No, Strafe killed it. You can't even say. What
Oh, I'm not saying about Strafe. Strafe is.
and Star killed it too with the
Hungry for Your
She'll never.
Oh,
no,
okay.
he killed it with that.
They were rocking it. That was a good. That was
TK
that was a
too.
dope night.
Yeah, that was a good night.
It was funny because it was like, no offense, if anybody's watching it, it was the old school meet the new,
New
school.
school, right, yeah.
But it was crazy because they never seen Charles perform before. That record neither. So all them cameras and all them lights, he's like this and he's just rocking. I'm like,
He was
Charles.
just cool, yo. He was up there swagged up.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
seen it. If you all right, to everybody, we know Charles, right? Charles is the most preserved individual you ever meet. So when he goes out of his box and he goes out of his way, we just stay there. We just
and we just look at him, right?
Well,
yeah.
it's just again, you don't know what the man is capable of doing.
All
Not in a
three
bad
of you
way.
together.
Nah, man,
yeah, we don't know.
The leader of the camp will always be Hamilton because Hamilton it's like it's just a different animal. You never
You know,
seen it.
one thing about Charles is like this album that we just did. He was trying to get me to do a new Third Eye Magic album for like a couple months,
Okay.
and I would work on something, and then I would be like, we need to like revisit it. Like I wasn't comfortable yet. And then Charles called me one day and he was like, yo, just freestyle, throw on some beats. Let's freestyle on the phone. So we got on the phone and we were just, how he does those phone calls where he just wants to rap.
Yep.
So then he got me out of my like head and through the freestyle. And I was like, yo, I think we do need to start recording as much as we can. And then we just got out of that funk and finished his album. Charles like was the coach. He was like, he coached me through it. He turned into Phil Jackson.
Oh, really?
Dude,
Yeah.
when Charles is up, let me tell you one thing about Charles. Charles, Charles to me is 5 different people, 5 different producers. That's Dre, that's Pharrell, that's Kanye. The list goes. I don't want to say like 5, but the list literally goes on when it comes to him. Timbaland, he is everyone into one, and it's hard because he could do whatever he wants, and it will sound amazing.
Yeah.
You ever realize that? Like, you go see another producer, right? You work with a lot. I work with platinum producers as well. I never seen a producer that understands the direction really hard that he wants to do, and it comes out just like he says. That shocked me when I seen it. I never seen a producer. Even my father. Oh, and Eric too. Shout out to Sherman. Much love.
Yeah, but
That's the 5.
also,
But My father was in the studio with all of these people, right? He comes into the house. Charles is in that little laptop with that little computer going like this. So my father, before he knew, go, "What are you doing, boy?" And I was like, "Dad, this is the best producer." Yeah, let me see. All of a sudden, and he goes like, what we just doing in there? He goes, "I just finished the song." He goes, "I just looked at you. There was nothing on there." Puts in the 5 minutes and the song goes, stops, looks at me. He goes, "You're the best producer I've ever seen in my life."
There you go.
Ex Charles, true story. He was like, "What?" He's like, "Best producer ever." That's what my father. Shout out to Eddie Rocky Rivera, and he loved your music too. He always loved Chris. He always talks about you. He's like, "Chris Young is nasty, man." He goes, "You got a nasty team."
I know that's what I'm saying in the sense that, like, with you, I mean, Charles, Chris, and you bring something. All three of you are so gifted, and you all bring something to the table, and that's what I love about you.
I wish I can get on both of their levels. You got it on Sway. I
He
can't
did-
wait
he
to
You'll
get
be
just
on.
on
blew my
there. No
mind.
time, man. No time. We just got to get Sway's new number. I don't got his new number.
I can't wait to get back on. I can't wait to get on Sway. When I get on Sway, I'm calling everyone. I'm like, I did it, fools. I did it. Like, Sway is the last piece. Him and Flex are the last piece where I can have my bragging rights.
Oh yeah, we got we got that video with you on them. So didn't we play that during commercial break?
We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it in commercial break.
Okay.
We want all the viewers to see all your, like, dude. What I'm telling you, your accolades are out of here, bro. To me, I still shocked to be around. Like, damn, I'm around my man Charles and Chris. I'm like, these dudes are like, because I don't feel scared. Like, we could go after. No offense to any rappers out here, but dude, we have such a dynamic team that we don't fear no rappers.
Yeah, it's not really even. There's no competition.
There's no
It's just-
competition, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It's brotherly love.
No,
Yeah,
no. What I'm saying
Right?
is we have each other's back.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like brotherly love. It's like you guys don't look at each other as competition.
No. I'm
You
not
know?
talking about that. I'm talking about me
What?
and Charles and him are like a 3-eye, like the third eye, like he
the
said.
Three Musketeers.
Dude, what I'm saying is the lyrical that comes out of this camp
Yeah.
is like Slaughterhouse turned up.
So when are we putting it?
Like, for
so
real.
when are we putting that on a recording then?
I'm waiting. Tell
Okay,
Charles,
we're
call
waiting.
me.
We're waiting for Chris and Charles. That's all.
But no, he's amazing. Chris Young, I'm gonna put.
Oh,
my
hello. I've heard him. I had the pleasure of him sitting right next to me, and you're the one who got him rolling. You're the one who got him started. You were like, pumping him up, and then he just started going.
I love hearing. One thing about him, I love hearing his lyrics.
Yeah,
Some
I
other
know.
people,
You are
Chris,
nasty, Chris.
I will not lie to you. I get bored, and she looks at me and she knows when I'm bored because I go like this. I go, and then when I don't like the rap and the rappers nowadays, no offense to any of the young guys, they confuse me because it's like they're supposed to be a diss, but then it's like they bring you up. And you're like, wait a minute, how am I going to go and hit this dude when he just said basically in the rhyme that he's broke and I'm rich? I was like, I can't. I said, I'm done.
Okay, let's get back to Chris now.
I'm just being honest.
Okay, let's just get back to Chris.
Nah,
Hi,
I'm
Chris.
playing.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Are you liking this so far?
This is fun.
Okay, I have
Chilling
one.
with the family.
I wanted to note before we go to a commercial break. One of the songs on the album that you created, I think it's coming out, or it was out September 10th, The Gator. Am I right?
Oh, you mean the show? The show that
Is
I
that
was
what it
supposed to be
was?
doing. That was a show that I was supposed to be doing. The
Okay, so
Gator.
tell me about the song Shack.
Shaq. Okay, so Shaq.
See, look how it made him
Okay.
smile. Go ahead.
Shaq. I love Shaq because it was like, okay, so we had this track. I got the beat online, was working on it, and I sent it to Charles, and I said, yo, I could hear you on this, but I didn't think Charles would rap on it because it had
really?
like a trap vibe, and he's not really big on trap, but it kind of had this trap thing to it. And he texted me. He said, send it to me. And I was waiting for him to call me back to tell me what he thought about it, but the callback was taking a while, and I was like,
Uh-oh.
yo, hold up, is Charles recording? And I was like, he's not recording. And I was like, he's not recording. Then he just hit me with that text that you love to get from Charles.
Oh,
check your email.
Get
When
out
Charles
of time.
says check your email, it's just like, You never know what you got.
Yo,
Give me-
No way.
Check your email.
Oh,
When
really?
you, when you get that text from Charles, you don't know what's going on. You might have a whole new album from Charles, some beats, a feature.
That's so true.
300 albums. Got to go
Yeah.
through it collectively. Listen to 4,000 beats.
Yeah,
Gotta go
and on
through
every Third Eye Magic project, I mean, not all of them, but most of them, Charles will rap on like 1 or 2 songs, or maybe do a hook. The first Third Eye Magic, Charles was on a lot of choruses because we recorded that in the same room. But for these other projects, we've been like recording in different spaces. But he hopped on Shaq, and Shaq is like a really good track. It did really well when we dropped it.
Oh, I
And,
love Shaq.
Oh,
I
wow.
listened to that. That's one of the tracks. I called him up after that thing was done. I was like, bro, don't tell me right now you're doing Third Eye Magic. He said, yeah. I said, bro, really? I need to get on one of them tracks. He said, it's already done. I said, damn. I said, damn.
Well, that's okay. Maybe you'll.
No, but Shaq's an
Yeah.
amazing song. I think the song's amazing. That's one of my favorites on that album too. Another one that was really dope. Which one did you think that was? Shaq was dope. Which one?
No,
else?
but that's what I'm saying. When I was looking through all his like archive and stuff on that, and I always like, I'm not just going to throw anything out there, okay? But when I was going and I saw the video that you had, and I saw Shaq, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I played it, and I was like, that is such a cool song. I really like. I mean,
Song's
I can't
dope.
do
The
the rap
concept.
version,
The
but
concept is hot.
It was really
concept is
cool,
hot.
and I thought that was cool.
How did you feel about not being in the studio with Charles when you were making this Third Eye Magic? Was it kind of different?
We're actually about to put our whole catalog back on streaming. Because
Okay.
first it was, we had it on streaming, and then the distribution company that we worked with, we wanted them to push it more, and then we had like a falling out with them, and I was like, all right, take the
I
music
remember.
down.
I remember.
So we took the music down. Lots of streams. It had over 1 million streams. Took
Oh,
it all
wow.
down.
Yeah, no.
So now we're bringing it back for everybody that's been missing the streams. It should be up next week.
Cool.
Oh, so you're putting it all back.
Putting
So-
it all back.
Ooh, I gotta
Okay.
tell everybody, better listen to
Oh,
that.
we gotta wait
That
for
was on
that.
the Double XL. That was on Source. That was on the first Dirty Magic was everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
I remember that was everywhere. I read about it. That's dope, man. That really
Yeah,
is.
and so recording without Charles is different. Like I feel like we trust the process still. It's just when we're in this, we make the best music when we're in the same room.
Right. Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I love the album is dope, but you can hear a little bit slight difference when Charles ain't in the room. Even with my project.
Well, even with your projects,
you
too.
could just because he just brings that extra.
I would rather Chris be here so I can hug and squeeze him rather than on Zoom. It's just a different
You know
feeling.
what I'm saying? But it was
Right?
it's still when I heard that Third Eye Magic, I was
Yeah.
like, God.
Okay, but with that said, I want to get to commercial break because we don't have that much time left, but I want to get everything else in and we can speak more about
Hey
the
Bobby, roll the commercial, brother.
album. Yes, roll the commercial, please.
enough of being bullied, that idea grew into a message. The message took on a greater meaning and led to the co-creation of the anti-bullying organization, Asking Myself Association, fully supporting his desire.
Haven't seen one leader step up in this island.
They saying that they capping, you spell it backwards means pop. Culture just gives you got shot. Now
You're a special ed.
your fans. Talk about how you
resonated
want it
throughout
and
Long
come
Island.
again. I told the kids stop bullying, stop killing each other, but slow. Stop acting like everybody's your op on the low. Where we gotta get to is that level. We need peace.
good. You got a good game. That's cute. Let's do something.
Watching the youth all in deceased, and I keep screaming this shit out to the streets. Stop bullying, stop killing each other, stop murdering our young. Why can't we all just be in peace, son? Before it happens, because I've seen people who I try to talk to and peers actually get locked up for doing the same thing, bullying, violence. You know what? You got to think before you do something, because your actions speak louder than words.
Once again, back is the talented Mr. Hamilton, aka Charles Hamilton, here on DNA, Danny and Althea, with my good friend C Young, Chris Young, aka one half of Third Eye Magic. We're here to talk about our new project, Third Eye Magic, called Love, Money, Sex. It's our first remote project, meaning I made the beats in one location, he laid the rhymes down in another. And I had to kind of shake him up a little bit, like, get out of that little funk you're in. I think he's a very talented MC. He just has to get out of his head sometimes, and sometimes his head is connected to his heart. So he makes moves that he really stands by, but it's not necessarily the wisest decision. But I'm not here to judge him. I think he's very talented. I'm very proud of the production. He showed off lyrically. You can hear me rapping on a trap beat on one of the tracks. Check it out. C Young, take it away. Represent one time.
And we're back.
Listen, one thing I want to say though, man, that man has always gave you high praise. No matter what, that man is one thing I love, right? And we're gonna get to talk about it right now is Sway. You are I have watched Sway since I was younger, but when you come up there, it's always Chris Young. He just everything stops. He did that with your first time, and I think you performed in front of Juice, right? Juice WRLD? I mean, not Juice WRLD, Juice.
Yeah, with Juice. Yeah.
The one that Eminem battled.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so he was like stunned after I think. How did that come about? Like nobody ever asked him.
The battle?
Yeah.
So I was chilling, right? And I was on Twitter, and it was funny because I was just responding to a tweet. It was like King Los said he was the best freestyler in the world or something like that. I think it was King Los.
King Los, yeah.
I was tweeting him back like, "You don't know about me, bro." Like, and then we had like a back and forth, and all this freestyle talk was going on my page. Like everyone was arguing over who was the better freestyler. Los had more fans than me. He had people coming at me saying I was trash. Just like whatever. And it was Thanksgiving too, and I did a freestyle holding like some macaroni and chicken and my collard greens, like eating food while I was freestyling. And somebody sent me the Sway thing. They were like, "Yo, did you see this Sway thing?" While I was in this like Twitter thing with King Los.
Wait. So you're talking about the dude that Puff Daddy signed?
Yeah.
The lyrical.
It was just a Twitter day. It was just a Twitter day. Anyway, so I saw the contest. I submitted a video. And then I just started putting word around to all my fans and everybody to keep voting. And we spread it around. And then we made it to the next round. I put another video out. Then that video got votes. And then it was like down to 8 people. And you saw all 8 people. And everybody who was the finalist got invited to New York. And I was a part of the finalists. So some people prepared for each other. So some people were like, okay, I'm going to get a rap ready for this guy.
No, not you. You just went there, knowing you. You just went there. I know Chris. Chris just jumped on his phone, put the headphones on, took the plane, went down, and said, "Who do I gotta kill?" I said. He looked at Sway. He goes, "Who do I gotta destroy?" I know him.
I don't like battling. You don't like battling,
but half of these dudes, they seen you just destroy like nothing, just like paper mache, rip them up. It's like, where do they go? It's like Chris got them. Okay, I'm out. Like,
And I
believe me,
wore
I
a
know
really
you.
funny outfit on purpose. I was like, let me dress like a hipster. Like, let me wear like some like.
So you went in and took Charles Hamilton's clothes and
Charles
said,
Hamilton
let me
method.
let me go out looking like CH real quick.
Yeah. That was before I worked with CH. And then after I won that battle, I met CH in 2015. We were at Hassan Kafaf's house. Hassan is signed to Dame Dash.
Okay.
He's really dope. And he introduced me to Charles. And when me and Charles met, we just had this like our conversations were really out there. Like we were talking about Sega, and we were talking about Sonic. We were talking about geometric shapes and patterns, and we kept talking.
He's a genius, bro. He's a genius.
You could just see that I was meant to meet Charles when we first linked up. It was like you could just tell. And then his mom was around at the time.
R.I.P. Much love to the lady.
Yes, much love. And Talise, and she was around, and she supported us working together. And like she thought that we had good songs. Like she was like the first person to hear our music together. Charles's mom, like she heard like first person to really hear it. She heard us recording it, and then she would come in, and then we'd play it back, and she'd be like, and like one bar that stood out to her, I said I was the sinister minister or some shit like that. Sorry for cussing. Some stuff like that, and it was like she just liked the bars, and like she was like the A&R at the time almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was the A&R to Lay, right?
I'm saying like the A&R to Third Eye Magic. Like she was like telling us what songs were cool. Like, you know.
Like I do with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yo, man, shout out to Charles, and shout out R.I.P. to his mother and R.I.P. to his grandpa. Very good people.
That's why there's nothing like Abracadabra. Abracadabra is like, it's hard to top Abracadabra.
Did I hear that right?
Yo, wait, hold up. I can't wait for you to put it back online.
I can't wait for you to put it back on.
That's all I got to say to the fans. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Because that made me, man, I remember when Charles came through, he said, yo, I love water and that, but listen to this Abracadabra.
Small water you talking about?
He said, listen to Abracadabra. I said, listen to what? He said, Abracadabra. I said, what's Abracadabra? Played it. This shit is crazy. So, yeah, I know.
I remember Abracadabra, but it was a different song.
No, the record was amazing. That album is amazing. It's it, hands down. What is this new album called? Just Third Eye Magic?
It's called Love, Money, Sex.
Love, Money,
Sex. Okay, because I'm trying to figure. I was trying to figure that out because she, you know,
what
you wrote Third Eye Jack.
You know, I get ripped for things all the time.
She wrote Third Eye Jack. I'm like, I know they're not calling this Third Eye Jack.
No, it
I know they're not. But again, I don't know. Sometimes Charles comes up with something, and he'll be like,
yeah, sometimes.
You don't remember Jack the Ripper? Like,
no.
Oh, okay, maybe.
See, what was it? Our guest a couple of episodes ago, I called the Legends of New School. Actually the leaders of New School.
Exactly, the leaders of the New School.
Oh, y'all had leaders of the New School on there?
Yeah, my good friend is Dinko.
Dinko.
Wow.
That's my good friend.
Yeah, but you see, sometimes I might not get the words correctly, and I put my own words. I see you smiling.
Listen,
okay?
she's a hip hop head now. We got her interviewing Keith Murray. She interviewed Dinko. She interviewed Charles,
etc.
She interviewed a lot
Charles
of people.
Hamilton,
and then
the infamous Chris Young.
But back to that Juice battle. I want to.
Oh, here we go.
Because I know that. How did you do in that battle?
You never heard it, huh?
I couldn't.
I'll send it to you. It's I gotta put it on YouTube.
Please.
It's like an ancient file that like they never put out. There was a video of it and they never put it out. I don't know why, but it was like me and Juice. Kendrick Lamar was there. Snoop Dogg was there.
Okay.
Talib Kweli showed up. Like it was like a lot of people in the room.
What did you feel when they were there?
What did I say? What?
What did you probably like? I'm just gonna knowing him. I'm just gonna. That's it. Competition
Chris
over.
is the kind of guy, he don't care who's in the room.
Oh yeah, no, he's quiet. He's a silent. I call him the silent assassin.
The silent.
Because he doesn't say two damn words. And right when he starts spitting, I start ducking underneath tables because I already know bullets are flying somewhere.
Well, Juice. What was cool about the freestyles? Juice said the first generation, the next generation. When we on battles, we don't get elimination. He said that on the thing about me and him while we was freestyling. because we was both going off the top. And we was just talking about things that was like in real life and like where we were. Like, and when you heard me and Juice together, it was like, yo, these dudes don't write. You could tell it was off the top of the head.
Right, yeah.
And Sway played it back on XM Radio a couple times. The video never came out, but the audio did. So I got the audio.
Yo, you just.
But yeah, it was.
Because
cool.
after that, all you heard was Chris Young, Chris Young, yo, and then he did this amazing. I was saying, like, this is the craziest icon moment. He was on MTV with Sway and his boy. I guess what project was coming out?
Vibe. So that's me and Rossi. That's the singer.
He had rest in peace Mac Miller, rest in peace Prodigy on the same couch, telling him right that his music was dope. That's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
Well,
I still think about, like, I told her, it goes, that's that out there that had, and then Sway right there to top it off. And he didn't even know it was you.
Yeah, he didn't know it was me at first. He was like, wait, Chris Young?
He looked,
This
he said,
dude.
is that Chris Young?
Oh my God.
He got crazy. Every time Sway sees this man, he goes from being calm, cool, collected to another level. Like, that's Chris Young.
Well, if I have to interrupt both of you because we do not have too much time left, but I want people to know where we can find him on IG. So please roll it. Come on,
Let us know.
At Chris Young Raps.
Chris Young Raps on IG. Is that the
Yep.
same thing for Facebook?
Yep, Facebook.com/Chris Young Raps.
So we're gonna also wait for, when is the album coming out? Third Eye Magic, not Jack Magic.
It just came out. So it's on. If you go under Third Eye Magic, we just opened up our first Spotify page. So we have Third Eye Magic is now our artist page.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm
So
gonna follow
everybody,
it.
yeah,
3
follow that
RD
ASAP.
for Third Eye Magic. It'll be right there, and we'll have some more music coming out on there next week.
Cool. Thank you so much, Chris. It was such a pleasure seeing you again. I hope we can all get together, in the near future.
Hey,
That'd be
listen,
great.
Yeah, I'm not far.
I know, you're not that
Me
far.
and him
so.
made this dope record, and I can't wait for my engineer and Voice. If you're listening, start mixing it. It's been a month, okay? Because this record is crazy.
But again, thank you so much, Chris, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you, guy, okay? You take it easy.
Much love.
Much
It was
love,
good.
honey.
It was good
Blessings.
being on the show. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Blessings, brother.
And with that said, peace out, everybody.
Peace out, everybody.
And we'll see you next week. Have a
See
good
ya
night.
Next week in the DNA show.
There you go.